Falcons Nation, it's crunch time. The preseason has been a battlefield, and now some dreams are about to be made, while others are about to be crushed. We're talking about cut candidates, the heartbreaking reality of the NFL. One wrong play, one missed chance, and your shot at the 53-man roster is gone. Tonight, we're diving deep into who's on the bubble after that Week 2 matchup against the Titans. Buckle up, because this is where the future of our Falcons roster gets decided. Now here's the situation. Head coach Raheem Morris made it crystal clear. This next game is make or break. For some guys, it's the last chance to prove they belong in Atlanta. For others, it's the moment that decides whether they're flying with the Falcons or packing their bags. And the first name we've got to talk about? Carlos Washington Jr. Let's be real, this preseason, he hasn't had the chance to show us anything. Not because he doesn't have talent, but because of that nagging hamstring injury. And in the NFL, the harsh truth is, availability is everything. You can't earn a roster spot from the sidelines. Right now, RB1 and RB2 are locked in, Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. No questions there. That leaves one golden seat for RB3. And guess what? Washington's spot is already slipping away, because Nathan Carter has exploded onto the scene. Carter has shown patience like Le'Veon Bell, vision to cut through lanes, and straight-up burners when he hits the second level. Every box? Checked. Fans saw it last game. He didn't just play, he made a statement. History is repeating itself too. Last year, Washington lost his chance to Jays Mline. This year? It's happening again. Carter has stepped up, taken that RB3 role, and right now, it feels like it's his job to lose. Unless the Falcons shock us and keep 4 running backs, Washington looks like the odd man out. And that's the cruel side of football, talent wasted by bad timing and injury. But Falcons fans, Washington is just the first name on the chopping block. And trust me, the next cut candidate might surprise you. Let's flip to the other side of the fence, because David Sills is next on the hot seat. Let's move to our next name on the chopping block, David Sills. Now, Falcons fans, this one feels a little more obvious, but it still stings. Wide receiver depth has been one of the most unpredictable battles of the entire preseason. We all knew the top 4 guys were set in stone: Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Ray McCloud, and Catterall Hodge. That's a strong, solid core. But the question was always, who's taking those last 2 spots? For weeks, it felt wide open. Spots 5 and 6 were like a prize sitting on the table. Anybody could grab them. But now, after 2 preseason games, the picture is finally clearing up. And let me tell you who's been shining the brightest: Dylan Drummond and Chris Blair. These two have played like men on a mission, and honestly, they've made it nearly impossible for Sills to break through. Look at the numbers. Chris Blair, only 9 targets, but he's turned that into 6 catches, 132 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's the burner, the big play threat. Every time he touches the ball, fans are holding their breath because something electric might happen. Dylan Drummond, 15 targets, 12 catches, 85 yards. He hasn't found the end zone yet, but he's that steady possession guy, the one who moves the chains and earns the quarterback's trust. 2 very different styles. One is fire, one is ice. Together, they balance each other perfectly, and together, they've locked down those WR5 and WR6 jobs. That leaves David Sills on the outside looking in. And it's tough, because Sills is a veteran who's been grinding for years trying to earn his spot. But in this league, production talks, and right now Blair and Drummond are talking louder than anyone. The good news? This is the kind of problem you want as a Falcons fan. This wide receiver room feels stronger than it has in a long time, and the mix of youth, speed, and reliability is exactly what the offense needs heading into the season. Still, for Sills, it's almost certain the dream ends here. Unless injuries shake things up, he's fighting a battle that looks unwinnable. And Falcons Nation, we're just getting warmed up, because the next cut candidate isn't a wideout or a running back. No, we're heading to the trenches now. The offensive line has a name we need to talk about, and this one could raise some eyebrows. Now let's talk about the trenches, because every great football team is built on the offensive line. And Falcons fans, we've got a name here that's been struggling badly: Jack Nelson. The rookie out of Wisconsin came in as a 7th-round draft pick, a long shot, but still a player fans hoped might develop into a solid backup. You always want to root for those late-round guys. They're underdogs. They fight harder. They carry that chip on their shoulder. But so far, the NFL game looks too fast for Nelson. Against the Lions, he picked up a penalty. Against the Titans, 2 more pre-snap flags. That's 3 in just 2 preseason games, and it's not just the penalties. The overall rhythm of the offense seems to stall whenever he's on the field. In this league, hesitation and mistakes at the line can kill a drive before it even starts. And here's the bigger problem. Where does Nelson actually fit? The starting 5 are locked in: Jake Matthews, Matthew Bergeron, Ryan Newsel, Chris Lindstrom, and Caleb McGarry. That's your core. After that, most teams keep 9 linemen, sometimes 10. And let's be honest, Storm Norton is going to have a spot if he's healthy. But right now, with Norton dealing with that lower body injury and no clear timetable for his return, the door could crack open for Nelson. If Norton makes the 53 but lands on IR, Nelson might sneak in as the next man up. But based on performance alone, it's hard to justify keeping him. The penalties, the struggles with speed, it all screams practice squad project, not active roster. And that's tough. Because again, he's a rookie. He's learning. You don't want to give up on him yet. But in the NFL, there's no time to wait. You either hold your ground, or you get pushed aside. So as of right now, Nelson feels like a cut candidate. Not because he can't eventually develop, but because he's just not ready. And Falcons fans, buckle up, because the final cut candidate we're about to talk about flips the script to the defensive side of the ball. This one is going to stink because it's a player many of us thought would become a future starter. But injuries and competition may have written a different story. The cornerback battle in Atlanta is about to break some hearts. The Falcons will only keep 6, maybe 7 corners on the roster. That means every single rep in practice and every single snap in preseason games matters. 4 names are already locked in: AJ, Terrell, Mike Hughes, D. Alford, and Billy Bowman. Those guys aren't just safe. They're the foundation. Bowman has even been taking first-team reps, showing coaches he belongs. But now comes the chaos. The final spots are a war zone. Mike Ford has the edge because of his value on special teams. He's the kind of player coaches love because he does the dirty work nobody else wants to. Then there's Nathan Brooks, who's been the surprise of camp. Pick after pick, play after play, Brooks keeps proving he's more than just a camp body. Against the Titans, he even came up huge, capitalizing on a James Pierce Jr. pressure that forced an interception. Brooks has built a strong case for himself, and right now, he looks too good to cut. That leaves the final spot, and it's a straight fight between Clark Phillips and Lamar Jackson. Phillips has talent, no doubt, but injuries have kept him off the field. And in the NFL, the harsh truth is this: your best ability is availability. Lamar Jackson has flashed, some good moments, some ugly ones too, but at least he's been out there battling. That alone might be enough to keep him on the 53-man roster over Phillips. This is the brutal side of football. It's not just about who's talented, it's about who's healthy, who's reliable, and who the coaches can trust when it's 3rd and 7 with the season on the line. By next week, decisions will be made, and some of these guys will see their dreams end in Atlanta. Falcons fans, if it came down to you, who are you cutting? Who are you keeping? Drop your thoughts because this cornerback room is about to get really interesting.